Ito na. Okay.
So, good afternoon, everyone. We are the Group 5, and our documentary review was assigned by Ma'am. It is the Gomanan. So, our questions are, number 1, who are the Bagobo Tagabawa? Where are they found? Firstly, I am Maria Cristina Pendre, and Bagobo Tagabawa is one of the largest group among the indigenous people in the southern Mindanao, where they are with them, they are with Plata or Guyangan and Ubo. They are found in they are living in the foot of Mount Apo. So number 2, what is Gomanan? Gomanan is a central part of their culture, and they use it as a tools for their daily life. It is the forging metal or pagpapanday ng metal with the guidance of their respected spirit. So my partner will further discuss what her is answer. Miss Reyes?
So my name is Antoinette Reyes, and for my answer for question 1, in the foothills of the highest mountain of the archipelago remains the ancestral settlement of the Bagobo Tagabawa. The Bagobos are the earliest settlers of Davao and composed of 3 distinct dialectical groups, the Bagobo Klata, Bagobo Obo, and the Bagobo Tagabawa, which forms part of the greater Bagobo ethnic group. Bagobo Tagabawa is a notable indigenous community from southern Mindanao. My answer for question number 2, what is Gomanan? Gomanan is essential to the culture and traditions of the Bagobo Tagabawa. This is where blacksmiths made their farm tools and weapons since the Bagobo Tagabawa is living as farmers, forest harvesters, and hunters.
So we will proceed on pair 2, which is the question number 3. What are the effects of indigenous knowledge on their natural resources? Pair number 2, Miss Miss Luis.
Hello everyone, I'm Clartian Odette M. Luis, and my discussion for the question, what are the effects of this indigenous knowledge on their natural resources, is that indigenous peoples make significant contributions to the management of sustainable resources. Our indigenous peoples' knowledge of natural resources has positive effects on quality of life, among so many other things. Additionally, it enhances the preservation, restoration, and sustainable use of nature, all of which are advantageous to society at large. The effectiveness of adaptation is increased when indigenous and traditional knowledge is incorporated with current practices.
So I will also like to add up. I think the effects of indigenous knowledge is natural resources would have their own growth because it is natural and they were able to preserve it. And natural resources will be protected and sustained. So that's it. We will proceed in the question number 4. Pair number 3.
The question we have is, do you think that these indigenous practices are helpful in the preservation of natural resources? Why yes or why no? My answer is yes. Indigenous practices are helpful in the preservation of natural resources because they can adapt their traditional agricultural methods to the changing climate. Diets are widened and diversified by native foods. For countless years, indigenous peoples have protected biodiversity. They are responsible for a large portion of the global agricultural biodiversity, especially for millennia, which includes countless varieties of crops, livestock breeds, and distinctive landscapes. That's all.
And for the question number three, number 5 and 6, they will answer by the group pair number 3.
So for the number 5, the question is, ay, wait. My name is Yasmin Antoinette Sipagyan, and I will answer the question number 5, which is relate the discussions in this documentary to our topic on the paradigm shift brought by IPRA. So based on the documentary and on the paradigm shift brought by IPRA, the first shift would be the Bagobas' rights to their ancestral land, which was previously monopolized by the state, but now they have acknowledged the customary law that was brought by IPRA, and now they are free to practice their culture. And then the second would be the, the indigenous people are now viewed as natural resource conservers, which help the Bagobos to continue preserving our natural environment. And now I'll pass this to my partner, Mr. Arvin.
Hi, my name is Arvin Palang, and I will be answering the fifth and sixth question. The For number five, because of the IPRA, the forests surrounding Mount Apo have been declared as protected areas, and the Pogobo Tagabawa were given the right to claim it as ancestral domain, while also giving recognition to their customary law, protecting them to practice and enjoy their indigenous beliefs without the pressure from the laws of the state. For number six, after watching the documentary, I realized that as a student, I have neither the time nor means to help, and I can only study and be aware of the challenges the indigenous people are going through. The protection of our indigenous people and their lands might not be perfect, but despite the difficulty of this task, the government, indigenous people, and all those involved have been making steady efforts and are serious about protecting our environment from those who want to exploit and destroy it.
Moving on. For the question number 7 and 8. My name is Meldy Grace Licadang, and I am going to answer 7 and 8 with my partner, Miss Kumabig. So number 7, in your opinion, what other programs should the government implement to support this practice of the Bagobo Tagbanwa? The government should implement programs that will financially assist them, including life insurances, since we all know patrolling at night is unsafe and kind of risky. Also, it would be a great help if there will be a consistent seminars that will surely nurture their communities' knowledge regarding the forest and more complex things in it. Number 8, research and share other Philippine indigenous practices and traditions that are advantageous to the preservation of natural resources. These indigenous people are helping preserve our natural resources, and just by simply living. Why is it? It's because their lifestyle and diet is very nature conservative. It's their daily practice. They only harvest and hunt what will meet only their needs. Okay. I will going to pass it with my partner now.
My answer for question number 7. Sabi nga ni Miss Grace, yung sa seminar, no, pwede mag-implement ng mga program through seminar yung government. Sa ibang community around their area na hahayaang mga indigenous people ang manguna or magturo ng tamang pangangalaga sa kalikasan. Pwede ring magkaroon ng mga cleanup drives along with volunteers, tapos ipopromote through social media platforms. Yung other advocacies din na naglalayong pangalagaan ang kalikasan. Sorry po. My name is Maria Zen Fatima Kumabig. For number 8, sa mga indigenous people ng Pilipinas, they have this practice called animistic or animism. in which they believe that all things in the world have souls. They over atang and ritual. So cutting trees is really forbidden to some indigenous people kasi sometimes they view it as a, a murder. So kung naalala niyo yung sa Bontok na correct me if I'm wrong, yung nangunguha lang sila nung kailangan nila. Hindi sobra-sobra tapos um pinapalitan nila ito kagad.
So I also want to add up in question number 6. What are my realizations after watching the video or documentary? I realized that nature and human is intertwined. They are made together. If human is living without the nature, our resources will be limited. And as for life, it would not be so much valuable. And nature, for of course, though it can stand on their own, but it is better to we humans could cultivate and preserve it. So that's it. That is for our discussion for documentary Gomanan, and this is Group 5. Thank you and have a nice day.